Hi, I'm Evelyn Tribole, and I wanted to offer some thoughts as we close out the 10-day intuitive eating series. First of all, I'm just so grateful for everybody who participated. And so for those of you who are still kind of on the fence and curious, I hope it gave you some things to think about. And by the way, I didn't have any expectation that 10 days is gonna like, oh my gosh, I'm in. Change doesn't happen that way. It's completely fine wherever you're at. For those of you who are newish or newbies on the path altogether, I hope you found the series to be validating. Some of you indicated that in your comments. And for those of you who pretty much got this, you've been on the path of intuitive eating for a while, I really appreciate all your stories that you shared, because when you share your stories of overcoming, or when you were stuck with certain principles and what you learned through it, it really helps other people who are uncertain about even starting intuitive eating, and it validates those who are struggling. It's a gift you give to the community. And speaking of community, I also want to thank the certified intuitive eating counselors for coming in and giving me a hand. We have a closed group, and I went in and said, this series is really awesome, but I can really use a hand because there's so much engagement and comments, and they came in graciously and gave time and in service to the community. So I really appreciate that. And so I want you to think about a couple of things. If you want to, I invite you to. I try not to dictate things, but I invite you to think about, how would your life be different right now if you weren't stuck in diet culture? And not everyone's stuck in diet culture. You might just have shadows of it. I've had, for example, parents say to me they didn't realize how cranky they were with their kids because they're constantly preoccupied about what to eat, what not to eat, and often under eating, which affects mood. Think about the brain space it occupies and what would happen if that was no longer there. And it's one of the things I have to tell you, just thrills me down to my heart. I get these unsolicited emails and DMs about people describing how this is life-changing. And it is, our relationship with food, mind, and body mirrors other relational issues in life. And it can be really incredible, so that you're actually flourishing, where you're actually not being pulled out of the present moment with distraction about some new food plan that you're engaged in, that rather you can be doing the things that are meaningful to you. And one of the things I also want you to think about, is not to forget that diet culture, is rooted in fat phobia and racism. There's bigger systems of oppression here that are going on. And it's mind-boggling when we start to look at all of these types of connections, yet not surprising the deeper we go down into learning about all these systems, something I'm still learning about as well. So I want to give a gift to you. I'm going to be doing a giveaway, actually 3 books of my new intuitive eating for every day, 365 daily practices and inspirations, and that will be on a separate post. And I'm excited to kind of give back to the community, and I want to give you a little backstory on how that book all came about. I've had so many patients over the years write down things I say, repeat it back. And they'd also say, gosh, I just wish I could put you in my back pocket so I could read something every day. And so this is how this was born out. And the questions and the prompts, or the practices, aren't big. What we did in the series this week was some of the questions were kind of big. These are really, smaller because it's daily, but yet to keep you kind of on the path. So let me get out my glasses and the book. In fact, I'll give you a sneak peek what it looks like. I'm so excited. Here's what it looks like. So, and this dedication is for you. This book, I gotta tell you, I really wrote it from my heart at a really difficult time. So, to bodies of every age, may you flourish and thrive without oppression. May you know and own your own truth, experiences, and wisdom. Here's to being fully grounded and unshakable. That's my wish for you. And once again, thank you so much for being on this journey. This series is here for you to come back to over and over again as much as you want to. Some of you needed to opt out because of all the things that are going on right now. in our culture between social justice and pandemic. We can't be all things to all people at all times. And so just know you can come back and unpack this when it's right for you. So thank you so much.